What's going on, guys? So we are still out here at the Elkhart Dealer Show, and today we are looking at another Riverstone. So last video you saw this thing. This is the Riverstone Legacy, which is actually a really high-end, well-equipped Riverstone. If you didn't think it could get any better than that, well, it can. This is the Riverstone Signature. So this is the best of the best. Everything, no holds bars, and yeah, I'm super excited to see this. I even think this is a prototype unit.
It is. So this is the first one we built. What we're going to do with the Signature series is it's going to be a limited run. We're going to build a limited amount. We're not going to take orders on it throughout the year. We're going to take those orders here, and that's it. What we're using this to do is try some cool new stuff, and we wanted to go a little higher end than our normal stuff.
All right, so Nick's going to show me around this beautiful 41 RL Riverstone Signature. Hang tight. I'll be right back. Okay, stepping inside, I'm going to quickly kind of pan around, and I am going to show you what this thing is all about. This is insane.
Yeah, so this unit, the furniture actually, when we go full production on these, is going to be real leather furniture. So if this is not leather, we're going to go Italian leather furniture in full production. This one also outside will have Gerard awnings when we go full production, so it'll have armless awnings rather than the armed awnings that are on this. Interior wise, the cabinetry, we went kind of that slab, high sheen, Euro style, somewhat more similar to like a high-end motorhome than anything you're gonna see in a trailer. You know, we went waterfall, countertop on the islands. We raised the dishwasher up so it's up high instead of down by the floor. Solid surface dinette. You know, you'll see the dinette top and the stove top are going to be black, so they're going to offset this island top, add a little character to the room as well. Now behind the TV,
he's actually hearing me say, "Wow!"
Storage.
This is just crazy.
This has been a fun unit to show out here. Everyone's had some pretty good reactions to it. You know, we spend all the time going through and developing these, and we get to where we actually build it, and we kind of go, "Oh, did we make a right choice here? Is this going to work?" And after a half a day out here, I'm gonna tell you it's gonna work.
Oh, this is insane.
So you got a nice coat closet by your entry. This particular one we actually built, you see there's a solar controller here. So this unit has a 240 milliamp hour battery on it, 3,500 watt inverter charger, and 1,000 watts of solar on the roof.
1,000 watts, and that's just gonna be included on this thing.
That is the only option.
Okay.
So that is the only option on the unit.
And if people are wondering why I said that, is because that's like 20 grand worth of equipment.
You're pretty spot on. Now, talking about standards,
hold on. You got to stop. What in the world? Are y'all seeing this?
So we got a nice sitting, reading area up here. You can hang out and watch TV, and someone can be out in the living room. So if you and your significant other are in Florida or Arizona for 3 or 4 months in the winter, you actually have a spot to hang out and watch TV if you want to watch a different show once in a while. So, dual purpose ottomans here, so you have it for your reading area. You've also got a nice workspace desk here as well then.
This is crazy, man. This is such a large bedroom. And it's a bedroom, and look at this, guys. Look, he doesn't even know I'm looking at this, and this is probably a feature. No dip. It is perfectly straight all the way from the front to the back here.
So everything we build is going to be a straight roof line.
But so to see it this far up is crazy, because this is typically where your cap's going to start, you know, happening for most people.
Well, yeah, and this is normally going to be in a closet for us, so you don't even realize it, right? But yeah, this is the straight roof line allows us to do this.
This is crazy, man. This is, you know, it's weird because there's folks who film high-end luxury Prevos and other big RVs and motorhomes, and this might not be that strange for a $2 million motorhome. But for a fifth wheel, this is absolutely ridiculous. This is crazy.
It is.
And that's one thing that's kind of been the theme through Riverstone, ooh, nice Dyson, is the fact that they want their units to feel like super high-end motorhomes.
Which brings me to the porcelain tile shower. So that shower is all real porcelain tile. So that's sheets of porcelain, and then a real grout on the back and the floor.
My goodness. Can we get in it?
Yeah.
I'm afraid I'm going to break it, even though I know it won't, but I'm still, you know.
And that is one thing that will be changing from this unit to when we're on full production. You will have 6 more inches of height in that shower.
Okay.
So right now we built it so it's actually, you know, once in a while that all steel upper deck presents some challenges for production. So instead of having a flat deck on the side, we've got 2 inches by 8 inch steel tube running down the side. So this shower is sitting on top of that tube. The next iteration, it'll be sitting directly on the floor.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So you've got washer and dryer in the hallway. So washer dryer, nice storage shelf above it.
I like how they're side by side like that too. It's so much more residential.
And then instead of your traditional louvered door, we went with a little higher end louvered door as well. Just
That's
keeps
a routed
sleek.
door.
Yeah, so
like
instead of like a
panels.
normal louvered insert, it's actually routed the louvers directly into the hardwood door.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen a fifth wheel ever that can really compete against this directly. I know that there's some really high-end custom brands out there, some, you know, $500,000 custom brands out there, but even then, you don't see stuff like this. You don't. You see that traditional, maybe nicer woods, maybe some little touches here and there, but this is truly, this is a prototype, but it's good to hear that you're going to actually be producing this.
Yeah, so we built it as a proto, but we are going to be producing it. And how we're going to do it, we're going to do runs of them throughout the year. So predetermined amount, and let our dealers know when we're running them. We'll run them 4 to 5 times throughout the year. We'll batch run them. But there's some things like the furniture. You know, I said we're going to go to leather furniture. So that's going to be built in a shop that only builds furniture for 3 or 4 motorhomes a day currently. So we'll have to give them 2 months heads up so they can stock up what they're going to build for us. Same with the cabinetry. So we installed all the doors obviously in-house, but all the actual cabinets we had pre-built by an Amish wood shop in Shipshewana and delivered to us, and we just install them. So I mean, that's why instead of paneling in here, you've got actual wood sides.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's why there's a lot of adjustable shelves. Like this will have 2 adjustable shelves that go in here.
Well, it's a level of fit and finish that you typically wouldn't expect in any RV.
Well, how many RVs have you ever seen this? You've got pull-out drawers that are adjustable. Those drawers are adjustable height.
You know, I sometimes make the case with RVs that there's a perception that RVs are just kind of one of those things, there's not a lot of thought put into it. They hit a production line and go, and there are some brands that are like that. I think for the most part, the RV industry wants to build a product people want to enjoy. They don't want to build a product that breaks.
No.
But what I see with Riverstone, and one of the reasons why it always kind of rises to the top, is I see there's passion in building a product that people don't just enjoy, but a product that surprises them. That it does more than they thought you could do with an RV. That there's a lot of features, like the adjustable pull-out drawers. Most people, I didn't even see that, right? Most people would see this, they'd see that adjustability, or they would see a drawer that pulls out and that's it. Because that's what the industry typically provides. There are high-end units that have pull-out drawers, but I've never seen one that adjusts. So by y'all choosing to go with one that does, it just shows that you're wanting to make a customer happy.
Yeah, trying to make our customers happy, and honestly, being a limited run, it makes it fun on this product because we can try some stuff and go, all right, well, let's see how feasible that is for real production to go across the board with, and also let's see if customers are willing to pay the money for those items.
Yeah.
You know, this unit's built with Truma Aventa ACs, which are normal is a Dometic. You know, Dometic builds a good AC. The Trumas are more expensive. We're going to see if they really perform better, right? Yeah. So we can put it to the test with. We built 100 of these this year. We got 100 testers out in the marketplace instead of 1.
That's true. Let's step outside because there's also some of those upgrades that extend to the outside of this unit. All right, so what naturally occurs next is people ask me questions about features related to componentry in the outside, suspension, frames, things like that. Okay, so we know it's a 12-inch main I-beam. It has an 8-inch drop beam section right here, which a lot of manufacturers would be fine with just an 8-on-12. But the benefit with Riverstone is that they box and frame all of this with steel. So this entire area is structural versus most RVs that just have that drop section there with no reinforcement. So that said though, a lot of folks always want to know on these higher end RVs, what's going on with the suspension, the brakes, the axles, things like that. So let's talk about that real quick.
So the signature is going to be standard MORride independent suspension. The people who have been following and really looking into Riverstone are probably familiar with it. For those that are not, instead of a traditional spring axle, which is our standard, you're going to go to a torsion axle by MORride. So you're going to have your torsion axle arm, Then you're going to have a gas shock and this MORryde suspension block that's running from where it's mounted to the I-beam to the actual torsion arm that's moving up and down. So this gives you 5.5 inches of travel. All your wheels are 100% independent of each other. This is, without a doubt, the nicest suspension system you're going to find on a towable RV.
Yep. So the one thing to keep in mind with this is, he's absolutely right. This is the highest end system you can really get on a towable. But the other thing you also want to keep in mind is that you're not going to get the traditional balancing equalization that you get across the leaf sprung suspension. So because of that, you're going to want to be very careful with what you tow this with. You want to have the right truck. I would venture to say most people that will pay the price that this thing would probably cost them have no problem paying for the right truck, and that's the key behind something like this.
You're 100% right, and that's why you don't see torsion axles more often in the industry. You have to have it properly towed. It has to be level, and you want it weighted properly when you're loading it too. You don't want to be too far off. That's if you look at like a high-end car hauler, they're going to be torsion. If you look at a high-end horse trailer, they build them on torsion axles. Smoothest ride there is, but you have to load the unit properly.
Yep, you have to have the right tow vehicle on it 100%. As well.
Yep, it's got to be level.
Looking back here, so we have 3 axles, again, all independent. They got the Goodyear G114 tires on here, those Unisteel tires that everyone loves. They have their 12-inch I-beam frame, but then they have what looks to be a 3-inch box section beneath it, which is actually something MORryde requires, I believe, whenever they go to this independent suspension, because it's also going to have cross bracing in there as well. And that's just to make the chassis as stiff as it needs to be for this type of suspension system. But that is very cool. Nice rack and pinion slides, and what's cool, and people never see this, the rack and pinion mechanism on the slides on Riverstone are larger than most of them that you see in the industry.
There's a lot of people that have no idea you can get different sizes of those, right? They all think it's the same one, and it's not. You know, you've got your brake and turn lights. Reverse light is nice when you've got the cameras, you're backing up at night. It's also nice when you're this big, just letting people know you're coming back. Yep. Giving them a little warning. So it's not something that's a DOT or NHTSA requirement, but it's something we do on all of our units.
You know, now that I'm passing by this Super C, everyone's gonna be like, you need to film that next.
I know.
All right, so we have our power cord reel back here. Yep. They have the, that's the LCI, that's part of your sewer system, right? The storage down there.
Yes, so we have the LCI Wastemaster on this unit as well. So that's gonna give you a 27-foot hose. It's gonna be a cam lock where you hook it into your unit, and then it's also got a valve on the end so you can open it just when you need to.
Yep, all automotive grade lighting. And that's actually what a lot of people don't realize is there's different qualities of lighting, and the folks over at Riverstone put really nice lighting, such as this, on the side of all of their RVs.
So this particular unit, that's a 460 milliamp hour lithium battery. So this unit is equipped with that, a 3,500 watt inverter, and 1,000 watts of solar. That solar package is an option. It is the only option on this unit.
Okay.
Water manifold.
This is something that...
Which is something we do at Riverstone now, top to bottom.
Yep, and I talk about this a lot because people sometimes don't understand the true benefit of having a manifold water system. And what is Riverstone, or what do you guys at Riverstone, how do you guys describe it?
Well, I describe it as something you don't want to have to use, but when you need to, it's very handy. So if you ever have an issue with a shower, with a dishwasher, a washer dryer, anything on your water system, you can turn that item off quickly, easily, use the rest of the unit as intended. So some people, they just want to replace a faucet. They just come down here, they turn that faucet off, they can use the rest of the unit while they're replacing that faucet. It is nice to have. Again, hopefully you're not using it because you have an issue with something, but if you're on a permanent site for 4 months and on vacation for the winter, you're going to be very happy if you do have a washer issue or dishwasher issue to be able to just flip that valve, and when a tech can get out to you, he can. The rest of the time, you use the rest of the unit as normal.
Yep.
So it's something that a lot of people look right over, but it can be, I would say our customers don't, but it's something when you need it, you really like to have it.
Absolutely.
So these are our regular battery trays. Obviously with that lithium battery, these are not going to be used on this unit. But if you don't go with the solar package, you know, standard, you're still going to have a 30 amp Go Power solar controller, a 200 watt Go Power solar panel. You can put up to 4 Group 27 batteries in these trays.
Or you can expand upon the system that's in here.
Yeah, so and that's actually, we'll have, I said one option. There are 3 options on this unit. Solar package, then we have an option to add a second 460 milliamp hour battery for a total of 920 milliamp hours. And then we have a generator option when they're available from Onan. Yeah, so this one again is moving to 24K GVWR.
Okay. You know what the dry weight approximately is?
Dry weight is going to be in the about 18,000.
Oh my gosh! So you're gonna have what's like 5,000, 6,000
Yeah.
pounds of cargo capacity?
But rather than make it 3,000, let's make it right, because you're gonna fill it up.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And we already have the axles on it. We got 3 7K axles. We got about 3,500 pounds of pin weight. So again,
Very cool.
we've got the ability to increase the GVWR. We'll let you decide if you want to put 3,000 or 6,000 in it.
Yep. And one thing I like to kind of wrap these up with, people always get really caught up on wanting things that are American made.
Yeah.
RVs are one of the few things that are truly handmade in America.
Yeah,
and a lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people think that something like this, as beautiful as the paint is, as fancy as it is, it's all being done overseas and being shipped here. The reality is components are always international. Components always come from everywhere. But RVs are one of the few things that you can still get in America that are made in America.
100%.
So, and I always like to kind of mention that because there's a lot of people here, a lot of people that work in Indiana and all over the country, but mainly Indiana, that build these things with their blood, sweat, and tears. And it's always good to know that you know, there's still manufacturing here in the country and they can turn out amazing products like this.
Hey, one thing too before we leave, one really cool feature I didn't hit on outside.
Sure.
This has the Voyager 270 camera system on it. So instead of our, right now and everything else, we offer a 4 camera system for Furion, which most people are familiar with. But on the 270 camera system from ASA, from Voyager, that will give you an aerial view of the unit like you're used to in your newer trucks and vehicles with 360 view. It's going to give you it on both sides and the rear of the unit and give you an aerial. So it'll splice it all together just like your car does. Same technology.
I wonder if that's going to be compatible with the new Super Duty, because it's going to have some really cool features.
Screen.
Yeah.
So I don't know that will be. So that's where it gets tough, because all these different truck companies have their own programming for. So there's not really a universal camera to hook into the trucks. I don't know. It may be, but for now it'll have its own screen, but it will give you that same 360 view.
Very cool.
So 270 because you just need the sides and the rear. You don't really need to see the butt of your truck.
Well, awesome, man. This is absolutely amazing. You guys outdid yourself on this one.
Thank you.
Nick, I really appreciate your time. Thank you for coming on the channel. Guys, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.